It's another beautiful morning in Mompiche, Ecuador, and today we are headed to Isla Portete. We don't know anything about it other than it looks really nice and everyone says it's a great place to spend the day, so we're gonna check it out. Okay, so we got here, it only took a couple of minutes, $3 air-conditioned cab. Now we're getting a boat to literally just cross that little thing. It's low tide, so this is the fastest boat ride I've ever been on. We actually could probably swim this. We have a dry bag with us.
And he also said that he offers tours.
Huh.
It's $15 per person for an hour and a half, and he takes us to Saturn Island. He takes us to some mangrove, and we visited also. We get to visit an island called Bolivar.
All right, so Carlos, our boat driver, told us he'd give us a tour for 15 bucks each, an hour and a half, and then also he sent us to his favorite Comedor, which actually I think is the only one open right now, but hey, I'm just happy something's open for breakfast.
So she got a shrimp bouillon with coffee, $3.50, and like scrambled eggs with shrimp.
Yeah.
That's $5.
I think a bouillon is fine.
A bouillon is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you wanna? Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe we can get
A bouillon here to split, and then
something else like through the day. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so right across the river, we're going to have breakfast. We stopped off at Comedor. Karen and Nelly said she has 2 items for breakfast. She has a bouillon with shrimp and coffee for $3.50, or you can also get a tortilla, like a Spanish tortilla, so like an egg omelet type thing with shrimp, and that's $5. We're gonna share the bouillon because this island is 6 kilometers, so we're gonna have a little bite, walk around, see what's going on here. It looks like there's a little town over there. What's interesting actually about Isla Portete that Andres just shared is that this is really what could be considered the first free settlement for Afro-Ecuadorians in Ecuador. And so during the times of slavery, people were kidnapped from Africa and brought to these colonial settlements. A lot of them went to Peru to work in the gold mines. However, along the way, there were a lot of shipwrecks actually in the Esmeraldas area. In this case, it looks like there are 17 people that survived a shipwreck and then they settled here, and that's considered the first settlement. And there might be in the Americas. Oh, in the Americas. So the first free Black settlement in all of the Americas. And I think there's some kind of monument or something here for that. So we're gonna go check that out too. I think it's pretty cool. Bouillon de camarón. So bouillon de verde is mashed plantain. In some places it comes with some cheese and is creamy. It's usually deep fried. Sometimes it's pan fried. Sometimes it's baked. I do not like it baked. This has in it, I can see some shrimp, some tomato, some onions, some peppers. It looks really good. And then to the side, we've got, oh, this warm, it's like a seco de camarón. So seco is usually in the Andes, it's like a stew, it's in this sauce. And this time we're having this seafood, this shrimp, juicy, warm. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Now the coffee here is instant because we're on the coast, and that's just kind of how it works. So let me give this a sauce. Oh, and they've got this big jar of ají. So I can see here, this is not deep fried. I probably pan fried because she is cooking out of a cabana. It is perfectly cooked. What a great way to start the day on Isla Portete. All right, that was amazing. That is actually the best shrimp, the most perfectly cooked shrimp I have ever had in Ecuador. Nelly is an amazing cook. All right, so we are walking towards the Decameron Hotel. This is an all-inclusive. Andreas was here, he said back in 2012, it was $50 a night per person, so a couple could come here for $100 a night. But back in 2012, Mompiche was not developed whatsoever. And so this, you had to drive out onto like a gravel road and it was in the middle of nowhere. Today, I don't know if this all-inclusive makes sense. It's now $70 per person, I think, so $140 a night. And we've seen all of these people come over here. Oh, okay, there's some weird signs here. Let me show you these signs. Welcome, beach, bar and drinks, party. And then you've got these two ones, sexo and marijuana. The sand looks like white here and then dark later on. So this is interesting. I have never been on a beach in Ecuador where it wasn't red or yellow. I've never seen it green. So this area is actually a protected area. We can see that sea turtles nest here. And then also the color here is insane. It looks like the Caribbean. It's just not what you would expect from Ecuador, an Ecuadorian beach. It's beautiful out here. So many palm trees, but I'm pretty sure they're planted because they're all very orderly. So right next to the Decameron, you can actually support local community tourism. You can get some chairs, 2 chairs underneath one of these straw palapa type things is $5 for the day. Right there's a comedor, so you can eat local food, and then also you get the same beautiful beach. So the woman we just spoke to, she said along here there are 2 hotels. I think there are several along here. One is very expensive. I think it's 250 euro a night. But then they also have more affordable, like cabana type options. That place right there would be pretty spectacular to stay in. Although it looks like it's all boarded up. Maybe it's seasonal. But just to sit out there on that front deck, that would be fantastic. It looks like there are a number of houses up here. I think we're coming into town, or what they call like the town portion of the island. The more time I spend in Mompiche, the more I love it. There are all of these just little, really beautiful spots where there's a little bit of tourism, not over tourism, opportunities to help with community tourism, just really beautiful, uncrowded spots. And we are still in the Esmeraldas province. Here, there hasn't been a time where we felt unsafe or worried about things or worried about being in sticky situations. Everyone here has been so lovely. I would say that about all of Esmeraldas province. The people here are really friendly, helpful. It's just really beautiful here. I think it might be time for a beer. I'm gonna talk to Andreas to see if he wants to maybe find a store, pick up some beer, and head back to that community tourism spot where we can get somewhere to sit down. There's what?
And there was a woodpecker here.
Oh, you're seeing birds.
And mosquitoes.
Oh, and mosquitoes. All right, well.
Oh, right there. Can you see
The
like that
bird?
coconut?
Yeah, I can. Oh, I can see the bird. Yeah, hiding.
It's a woodpecker.
A woodpecker in a palm tree. Oh, I can see it. It's tiny.
There are 2.
Yeah, I can see. we are in the main plaza. We actually had to get another beer, it's so hot. And I think this is where they have the monument about this being the first settlement. So this monument is of Alonso de Illescas. So this was a slave who took on his slave owner's name, and but he did quite well and was a big part of that business. So at one point they were bringing slaves from Panama down to Peru to work in the gold and silver mines, and it crashed just off this island. And so both Alonso and 16 others made their way, they survived on this island. Now, they left this island, and that's because they thought, you know, that they were too much out in the open and that maybe the Spanish would come looking for them. So they went deeper into Esmeraldas, into the mountains and the jungle there, the forest there. All right, so when I saw videos of this place, I didn't know what it was gonna be like. I thought it was like a deserted island. And so we thought, should we bring a cooler? Should we bring a lot of food and drinks and everything over here? You don't need to bring any of that. So there are very affordable restaurants here. That breakfast was $3.50 and we're both full. The beer that we just got was $2. They've got little stores here that have candy, like everything, water, anything that you could possibly want. And it's all at a regular price. So they haven't increased the price just because they're on this beautiful island. People here are so nice. And where we got the beer, he actually said he owns the spot where we had breakfast, and Nelly is his sister. And yes, she is the best cook around. So right now it looks like, because this is low-ish season, that a lot of these places are reservation only, so they're closed. We've seen a lot of places closed right now. So it could be, you know, what's happening in the world, that it's low season. But I would love to come back here and stay on the island. It's a small island, but walking through here is so beautiful, and it just seems like, you know, if you want that time away, you want some quiet, this is exactly what you need. There's hardly any noise. You don't really hear anything other than the wind through the palm trees and the waves. It's great. So it looks like now we're walking down a bunch of beautiful properties. Let's just take a look. When I looked on Google, it didn't look like there were a lot of places that you could stay. Maybe 6 max. This, I think, might be the one that is $250 a night. However, I think it has 7 or 10 rooms or something like that. It's certainly like for a big extended family to come visit. Andreas said he would be happy with this one right here. So would I. Yeah. Oh, and then they have their whole, this is almost like, yeah, or maybe like a family owns part of it. Maybe they sold like this part, but they still own that part. So we've walked out to the point, and right there you can see Jupiter Island. Nothing's on it. Saw it from the drone, which confirmed that. It's just sand. It was a long walk. Maybe we need to ask this guy for a ride back. Oh, it doesn't seem like he's going back. You can see here the horse was just sinking into the sand. These are actually Andreas' steps, you can see. Every time you step down, you sink. It's a little bit scary, like maybe you'll drop into a hole. Andreas says the water's so clear he can see fish. Oh, you can see fish. Oh my God, the water's so nice. It's a seahorse. I have never seen a seahorse before.
It's heavy.
No, it's not moving. It's definitely dead.
The waters are so, you know, full of wealth that you just need a line and a hook, and you can bite, of course, and you can get some big fish.
Oh, because the waters are so
Rich
in fish, you just need to have a bit of bait, and you can, you just throw it out and you can get it. Wow.
They got a snapper, I think.
Cool.
Pargo. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
a snapper.
Snapper.
Yeah. And like, yeah, and you can only reach as far as this point because then you got like mangrove.
Right. All right, so we just walked 12,500 steps, 7.5 kilometers. We just walked 7.5 kilometers. So we decided to get coconut juice. This is good. So cold. They keep them cold, which is so smart. This was $2. All right, we came back to the cabañas for lunch, and some of the cabañas offer almuerzo for $3.50. Not everyone does, but we decided to come back to Nelly because the food was so good, didn't want to take a chance. She doesn't offer almuerzo, however. Prices across the board everywhere here, pretty much the same. You're gonna look at spending at least $7 for lunch, and for us to try Nelly's food for lunch for $7 is a bargain. So we're getting encocado de camarón. Encocado is a dish very typical of Esmeraldas where it is cooked in coconut milk. And so in some places along the coast they try to cut it with a little bit of milk, but so far I don't think anyone has done that in Esmeraldas. So really looking forward to it. Her food is so good. And tide is in here. It is beautiful. Like the water is high. It's got this also like a bluish green emerald color to the water against this backdrop. It's so beautiful. Kids are all in the water swimming, and I don't know. This is an amazing beach day, very different from Mompiche and only like 3 minutes away. All right, so Nelly was busy, and I would say looking at this, it looks pretty good. However, I think we actually got more shrimp at breakfast in the bologna because it was shrimp in the bologna and then also shrimp in a sauce. But if this is tasty, then that's pretty good. It's light. Definitely has that coconut flavor, a hint of lime. I love that they also, again, have these Criollo limes. She really knows how to cook shrimp. And then the patacones. So again, we've got plantain, which is smashed, cut, smashed, fried. Breakfast was the hit. This is pretty good. I actually love the encocado. I think the shrimp is fantastic. For $8, I would have loved just a little bit more.
And we're running in with the tide.
This has been an amazing day. Loved spending time at Isla Portete. Sadly, tomorrow we're leaving Mompiche. However, stay around for the next episode because instead of heading further south, we've decided we have not had enough food in Esmeraldas, so we're gonna go a little bit back up north for a bit.